in Nottingham. Will, first of all, how is it ever justifiable for people who man 999 calls, whose jobs really do determine, in some cases, the difference between life and death? How is it justifiable for these people to walk out?
Good morning. Yes, well, this is a long and bitter dispute that's been going on for quite some time for this particular section of the Communication Workers Union. This is for BT workers, people that answer the phone if you've got a problem with your BT connection, for open reach engineers, so they operate all of the infrastructure, so it doesn't matter who you use as your phone operator, you're going to need open reach workers and engineers to actually make sure the connection is there. But what makes this one a little bit different is, of course, that in recent weeks 999 call handlers have become involved, and until very recently they were exempt, and I can say that we've got one of those call handlers today. Ian, you would usually work in the Bowman building, but today you've taken the decision to go on strike. Why has it come to this decision for you to instead be out here rather than in there answering 999 calls?
Well, I mean, obviously I'd rather be in there doing my job, helping people out. That's what we do the job for. But the fact is he's had plenty of time before to come out, speak to us, talk to us, try and sort it out without us being involved. He's not even willing to speak to us. He's left us with no choice, really, to come out. We need to put food on the table. We've got bills to pay. We all know how it's affecting us all at the minute. We don't want to be out here, obviously, but we've been left with no choice. If he's not willing to talk, what else can we do?
And people at home will be thinking this is quite a serious situation. The fact that 999 call handlers potentially won't be there to answer the call when they need an ambulance or when they potentially need a police officer. Just describe for me your situation and the calls that you have to take and why that maybe means that you consider that risk worth taking.
Well, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, the risk is there. I think at the moment everyone's getting the calls answered. If there wasn't and they were struggling, they'll obviously be speaking to us for a start. I mean, the type of calls we take, imagine every single 999 call that's made, we take, irrelevant of who it's for. So any service, fire, police, ambulance, Coast Guard, cave rescue, you name it, all come through here. And we take any aspect, so we can take anything from a riot, take anything from a terrorist attack, bombing, fire, Grenfell fire, all came through here. We've still got, going back to Grenfell, we've still got advisors struggling after the trauma of that ourselves. So it's hard to be out, but we've got to also think of our own families, same as you think of yours. One thing I can say is, obviously, any time you ring, not worry about the strike that we're coming out. If it was impacting your calls, he'd be speaking to us. It's not. All calls are still getting through. We've got advisors up there now taking calls. We've got agency staff in there taking calls. We've even got agency staff who are refusing BT contracts because the pay's that bad. They'll take a pay cut.
And then just quickly before we finish, how long are you willing to strike for until maybe you're back in there answering calls?
Until he talks. He's got to speak to us. What message does it say if he doesn't care to speak to us? He's not willing to speak to us. But if he needed us, and he dialed 999, we'd still be taking the calls for him.
Ian, thank you so much. Of course, there are no more strikes that are billed for right now. There are no more BT strikes that are scheduled for the coming weeks, but there's no indication as to when these strikes might be ending, Tom.